Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jackie Musimiki Guru, aka JMK, and welcome to Real Talk. I know I've been lost for the last 2 weeks. It's been tough. My mom has not been well, but we thank God that she's getting so much better and she's looking really well right now, and it's just the glory of God. We thank Him. Today, our topic is going to be relationships. I'm going to talk about the different types of relationships and how we can basically improve on our lives by having better relationships and seeing how we can be better people. There are relationships with friends, there are relationships with family, there are casual relationships, acquaintances, and romantic relationships. So being in a relationship with the above categories means choosing to be on the partner's team. It basically means that you choose that if I'm going to be a friend with this person in this different category, then I'm going to imagine that this person is my own, and imagine that all the small and big decisions, I'll be able to choose whichever category and see who I can discuss with about certain decisions that could be made in my life. Why do we need relationships? Basically, we need to learn from one another. We need to grow together, we need to heal together, depending on what you're going through. We need to share time and companionship. We need to be passionate, feel special and wanted. Sometimes we don't want to be alone, and we need to feel safe and secure, basically, when you think about it. When I talk about my personal story and how important human capital is, that is like people, how important. For me, the ultimate relationship that I can talk about, first of all, is the relationship with God. The relationship with God helps me to move on and manage relationships with the other different categories. Because you see, when you have a relationship with God, He fills your life with love. And because of love and all the things of the human spirit, the gifts of the human spirit that come with it, love, there's patience, there's kindness, there's self-control, and all these other things that come with the Holy Spirit being within you, then you are able to understand how to deal with different relationships in your life. The Lord has basically blessed me with a personality that kind of, when I meet somebody, it's very easy and what can I say? It's so easy for me to get close to that person or identify with that person, and somehow people are attracted to my personality. So it's important that the way I treat them, the way I behave around them, is pulling them to Christ and giving them a good understanding of who God is. But again, it also helps to understand who the right and wrong people are in a relationship, because sometimes people come into our lives for different reasons. So it's important to constantly ask the Lord to give you a discerning spirit on who should I be around and who shouldn't I be around. The only sad experience I've had with relationships is that I've met very many people who are not genuine, and it has kind of like broken a trust in me and broken this kind of confidence that I had in people, that these days I try my level best to keep it to myself, because I'm not so sure about who people really are today. People have really changed in comparison to the way we used to be before. And I don't know what is happening, but I continue asking the Lord that please help me understand and discern who people are in different relationships. In my earlier years of life, I trusted everybody. I remember when I would be in the bank, I would tell anybody who would be ready to listen about my life. If I'm going through a low moment, I would be telling people. If I would be having like an exciting experience that I'm going to go through, or some incidents that is going to happen in my life, I would tell anybody, not knowing that some people were listening to either use it as a ground for gossip or use it as a ground to put me down. And it took me time to realize that you need to know who is actually in your inner circle and who you should actually speak to. And it has taken me time, but I'm happy to note that it's now very easy for me to discern and know that somebody is not right in my life, for me to be able to speak to them about things that really concern me. And another thing that the Lord has helped me with is that somehow people reveal themselves to me early enough, and I can know that this person is actually not true. Another thing that I need to talk about is emphasizing on relationships, is that once somebody comes into your life for whatever reason, never take them for granted, okay? Value the friendship and know your boundaries. Always know your boundaries. I have very close relationships with very high people in society, and I'm saying this with all humility. But one thing that I try my level best to do is not take them for granted, not use them. I take time to even maybe speak to them. And some people may not understand. Some will tell me, but Jackie, you have a relationship with this minister, or you have a relationship with this person. How come that you don't go out of your way to ask them to help you with this or that? Now, the reason why I have been able to keep them for a long period of time is because they realize that I am in their lives not to use them, but I'm in their lives just because I'm their friend. And it helps a lot, because you see, with people like that in society, they're so used to being used for this or that. So I don't want to be that kind of person who does that. And personally, as an individual in society as well, I don't want people to come to me because they want something. I just want them to be loyal enough to know that you have a friend, and in case you need something, then you can be able to go to that person and ask them. I remember recently I needed something really urgent in my life, and I have this friend of mine, and I just decided to go to her and tell her, you know what, I need this because I need to do ABCD. And she did it like in a speck of a moment. But that is because I'm not always in her face telling her, you know what, I need this from you, but because I know she has a lot of influence. But this is somebody who I said, you know what, once in a while, you need something. She actually knows that you need something. We shouldn't take our friends for granted. Another point on relationships is the love, passionately, intimate relationship. I'm not being very fortunate in that area to do with romance. But I know that one day, the Lord is going to bring that man. You know, there's one thing that I always tell my dad, and I also tell my children, I don't give up on love. However much I have failed in the love relationship sphere right now, I'm not going to give up. I know that one day the Lord is going to bring me somebody who is going to really love me and take care of me and do those things that a man is supposed to do. And I know that God has already answered that prayer that I have in faith. And one thing that I need people to understand is that however much you are in a relationship, especially a passionate relationship, like a love relationship, romantic, and things don't go well, you should never give up. Just try to look at yourself, realize where you went wrong in that relationship, and try to improve on yourself. And the only way you can improve on yourself is through the Word of God. Leaning on God, praying, meditating, fasting, and trying to change yourself first before you try to get into another relationship. The sad bit, of course, most people say about relationships is that people are backstabbers, people are double-faced, people are this, people are that. But at the end of the day, who are you? Look into your heart and try your level best to change who you are, and then the right people will be drawn to you. So in conclusion, what are the qualities one should have when in a relationship? We should be respectful to one another. We shouldn't take each other for granted. We should be honest and trustworthy. We should be loving, okay? We should not be double-faced. Double-faced, you show me that you're something today, and then tomorrow you're talking about me. We need to be true to one another. We shouldn't have any hidden agenda. When you're coming to Jackie and you want to be my friend, don't have a hidden agenda for being my friend. Just be my friend because you like me, you like my personality, and you feel like we can help one another in one or another. We should be good communicators, we should be open to one another, we should be good listeners. Sometimes in relationships we find that somebody is always talking and you're just listening, and they never give you an opportunity to talk. So we should be good listeners, We should always be happy. We should be compassionate, and we should have such an amazing sense of humor. Let me tell you, I love laughing. So when I'm around people, there are certain people that I meet. For example, let me see. There are certain friends that I meet. I take a while without talking to them. We have the old standard chartered group girls where you meet them, and even if you've not seen them for donkey years, you just start laughing. They are the lovely ladies, my old girls from Nemsunsa. They are my friends who unfortunately left quite a while ago. Rona, Shakila, Hadija. These are people who you're going to meet and you're just going to laugh your head off. There's another friend of mine called Mariam. Mariam is just something who, even if I don't see Mariam in 2 months and I meet her, it's like as if we were together just yesterday. And of course Rachel, my baby sister Rachel, who I love so much. I mean, you know, there are those girls who you just meet. It's very rare to have a group of ladies who you can actually meet and truly have a moment where you meet and feel like, yes, this is the moment. And then recently, of course, when I joined Banana for World, I met somebody called Sylvia. She's a Kenyan, and oh my God, she has such an amazing sense of humor. Whenever I'm around Sylvia, we call each other donkeys. We just laugh and laugh. And you can know from the bottom of your heart that you're dealing with somebody who is actually a true friend. So I urge all of us to ask the Lord to help us to be those friends that whenever we're together, we are one, we are true to one another, and we have Christ in us. So let's learn to be good people, because that's what the Lord requires of us. I love you all. Happy July. Bless you all in this new month. This is Real Talk.